If white women could wear braids, it would be the beauty standard. We've seen time and time again in history where black women will just exist. We make something popular, and then the white women take it, slap a new name on it, and now it's theirs. So interesting though, because when we're doing it, it's ghetto, but then soon as they put a new name on it, now it's chic and couture. We saw this in 2016 with the rise of the Kylie Jenner lip kits. Black men and women have been made fun of for years for having big lips, but then all of a sudden Kylie Jenner has these lip kits, lip fillers, and now we have white women to this day getting their lip injected so that they can be larger and Afrocentric. I remember seeing clips in like the 90s and the early 2000s where white women would say, hey, does my butt look big? And if you said yes, they would like cry or get offended. And now they get butt injections or BBLs. Like 2 years ago, there was this whole new trend on TikTok called the brownie lippy, which is literally just what I have on, clear gloss and a brown lip liner, something black women have been doing forever.
Go-to fall lip combo, and she's calling it brownie glazed lips.
But then I think it was like Sophie Richie, she put brown lip liner on, and now it's like this new cool thing, brownie lippy. I believe it was Kendall Jenner, she had on a white tank top, and now white tank tops are this new like fashion top.
Apparently Kendall wore them to a Knicks game. I don't know if that's actually true, but they do look pretty similar. Guys, I'm freaking. It's not too cropped. It's like kind of sheer, which I like.
You've all probably seen this photo of Kendall Jenner by now because it's gone viral. We all want that tank. I got a pack of 5 of these off of Amazon for $9. Literally a little boy's Hanes tank top.
Okay, everyone has been raving over Kendall's Knicks game outfit. I'm searching everywhere for her tank top, and it's actually a Hanes men's tank top. So I went to Amazon and got the Fruit of the Loom 6-pack of tank tops in a size small.
Y'all are so easily impressed.
Mind you, black men have been wearing white tank tops for as long as I can remember. And now white women wearing bonnets is the norm, which is absolutely baffling to me because bonnets for black women have been seen as either ghetto or just something that they didn't understand. Like, why do y'all have that on their head? And now on TikTok, it quite literally, like, I'm watching multiple white women do like get unready with me or get ready with me in the morning, and they're like, it's not even something to talk about. Like, they're wearing bonnets like we wear bonnets. Like, it quite literally is just a part of their routine now. Like, white women are wearing bonnets. So it brings me to our hair. It seems that every single thing else that we have done, they have stolen. Our clothes, our makeup, our natural body types like big lips and more voluptuous hips and behind, they have taken essentially all of it, and it's popular when they do it. One of the few things that they cannot copy, they cannot take, is our hair. Throughout this video, we're going to talk about the relationship that black women have with our hair, how society views black women and our hair, and what I hope for the future of black women and our hair. Before we dive deep into this topic, I have to give a disclaimer. This is a safe space for black women. If you are a black man or if you are a non-black person, this is not a space for you to offer your critique on the topic. It's not. This is a space for us to have a discussion about the experience of black hair for black women. And this is not a space for people that are not black women to share their unsolicited opinions on what you think black women should be doing with their hair. I am a firm believer that in order to hold a specific group of people accountable, you need to be in community with those people. If you're not black, you don't relate. If you are a black man, you're not a black woman, so you don't relate. So watch the video, enjoy, learn, and be quiet. First, we're going to talk about the history of black hair, specifically for black women. I know that a lot of non-black people see black hairstyles as just a hairstyle, especially when it comes to braids, but that is just not true. Braids for black women have always been so much more than a hairstyle. Throughout history, our hair was a language that could communicate social or marital status. As our ancestors were escaping slavery, our hair was used as a guide and a map to let the enslaved women know, for one, what obstacles you may come across when you are going through your escape plan, and also which direction to go to. Our hair was also used to hide food and gold so that we wouldn't starve, and then once we got to freedom, we used the gold so that we could live. In the early 1760s, there were free black women living in New Orleans. Although these women were not enslaved, they still didn't have the same level of rights as white women. Because of our undeniable beauty, plenty of white men were pursuing black women, and of course, this made the white women very upset. I'm sure there's no way to know for sure unless we have like word of mouth from the men, like they specifically liked us for our hair. But I guess that kind of makes sense that it would be our hair, because in attire, the white women could just dress like us, but they can't copy our hair. So I can understand why our hair would make them uncomfortable, because like, how do you copy an afro if you have like white straight hair, you know? So you know what happens when white women cry throughout history? Things happen. In 1768, the governor of New Orleans at the time passed a law saying that black women had to wear our hair covered and wrapped up in a tinian, which was called the tinian law. A head covering was the same type of covering that a lot of the enslaved women wore over their head because they're out in the sun all day, so they wore it to protect their hair. The governor wanted the black women to be more associated with enslaved black women than he did for them to be associated with white women. Black women obliged, and they wore the tinian around their hair, but they covered it in jewels. They got very expensive fabrics that would match their dresses, and they essentially made this law that was supposed to shrink them. They made it very fashionable, and to no surprise, the white women started wearing wraps around their head as well. By the 1800s, the tinian law was essentially gone since America now owned New Orleans, but a lot of the black women still walked around in the tinian wrap because they liked the way it looked. So now we fast forward to the 1900s when the relaxer was created. This was groundbreaking for a lot of black women. We're now hundreds of years into living in America, so you can imagine the relationship that we had with our hair has now changed. Before colonization, braids and the way that our hair naturally grew out of our scalp was seen as beautiful, but now we live in America dominated by white people with a white beauty standard, and white women have straight hair. I think individually why different black women chose to relax their hair was different depending on the individual person. I think for a lot of them, they wanted their hair to be straighter so that they can be seen as more professional in the workplace, because natural hair, specifically type 4 hair, was seen as nappy, unkept, and unprofessional. So essentially those women may not have wanted to relax their hair, but they knew it made them more socially acceptable in society. I think for other black women, they actually did want their hair to be straighter because of colonization. The same way they were groomed to hate their skin, they were also groomed to hate their hair. And I think a lot of black women, even if they didn't realize where the hate came from, they internalized the white beauty standard that is straight hair. So we fast forward to the 90s, and relaxers are pretty much the norm. Most black women relax their hair so that it could be straight. There's wigs, but a lot of them were really relaxed at the time. Wigs weren't as popular in like the 90s as they are today. So then we get to 2010, which we saw a huge rise in the natural hair movement. I don't know what started this. Like, I don't know how we went from wearing relaxers, because when I was younger, like I got my first relaxer when I was 5 years old. When I was younger, having a relaxer was like very normal in the black community. Like all of us had our hair relaxed for the most part. I don't know what happened between the early 2000s and then 2010 when the natural hair movement kind of like took over, and it like switched. Now it's like being relaxed is the minority group, and majority of black women are actually natural. I think it has something to do with us not necessarily knowing how to take care of our relaxed hair. So even though it was relaxed, it was thin, it was breaking off, and I'm pretty sure it also has something to do with YouTube. I know for me in 2010 and 2011, that is what got me into my natural hair movement. This was like the beginning and the rise of like the start of YouTube, and there were a lot of black women on YouTube teaching you how to manage and care and style your natural hair. So for me, getting into natural hair in 2010, I was influenced by YouTube, and that may be the case for a lot of black women as well. Let me know if you're like an older black woman, like 30s, 40s, if you remember in 2010, what was the shift towards us wearing our natural hair more? Was it YouTube, or like did something happen that I'm like missing? Because like, how do we get from wearing relaxers to everyone is like natural now. In 2019, the Crown Act was passed first in California. The Crown Act is a law that protects Black people from discrimination of our hair in the workplace. Black women, Black men, Black girls and boys were either sent home from school or told that their hair was not professional for work. So that's why we now have the Crown Act. And as of 2024, the Crown Act is a law in 25 states. So here is my Thorn theory. There is a spell that was placed on Black women's hair to make us hate our own hair. Here's the thing that kind of drew me to this video as I was sitting and going into deep thought and how I got to this thesis. At the beginning of this video, I gave multiple examples about us just existing and how those things get popular. Everybody knows that Black people are the trendsetters. Like, we know that. We can look around and we can see that not just Black women, Black men as well. We know that Black people are trendsetters. I gave multiple examples at the beginning of this video of things that Black women have made popular, and then the white women take it and now it's like popular for their community. So why is it that we are in 2026 and most of us do not wear our hair in its natural form? Yes, I know you're looking at me and you're like, that don't look like 4C hair. There's a sector in this video we're gonna talk about me and my own personal hair joining. We're gonna get there. If we know that the way that we dress becomes trends, our music becomes trends, the way that we dance becomes trends, our makeup becomes trends, our natural body type, people are laying on a table to look like us, our bonnet, something that we use to protect our hair. If everything that we do becomes a trend, why do we still wear white hair? Because a spell was placed on us. I believe that when it comes to our hair, we are physically free but mentally enslaved. We have things like the Crown Act, so we can wear our natural hair in its natural form in the workplace, but most of us, we choose to wear hair that doesn't look like the hair that grows out of our scalp. I don't think there's anything wrong with wearing weave. Let me just put that out there right now. I don't think there's anything wrong with wearing weave. I think a lot of women, most women, wear weave. White women, Hispanic women, and Black women, I know for sure. We are three races of women that wear weave. The difference is when white women wear weave, unless you can really clock it, most of us don't know because the weave that they wear matches their hair texture. When Hispanic women wear weave, we don't know. A lot of us can't clock it because the weave matches their hair texture. But when we wear weave, we're getting a 30-inch bust down of Peruvian straight hair. When we get curly hair, we're not going for the 4C bundles because that's a thing. We go for like the type 3C, 3B curly bundles when we wear our hair. When it's time to, because we'll still wear braids. Like we'll get our knotless, we'll get our boho knotless. Black women, boho knotless have Black women in a chokehold, and I love it. I love me some boho knot. I love knotless in general. We will wear braids. Like I'm not saying that we don't wear braids at all. But another thing I've noticed is we don't wear braids to evening events or events where we essentially have to dress up. Like, when is the last time you saw a Black woman wear either braids or her natural hair texture to her wedding? Again, extensions are not the problem. It's you have a full wig on that looks nothing like your hair texture. Why is that? Again, this is a safe space for Black women. This is a space for all of us who have a dialogue. As you can see, I clearly have straight hair in my head. My hair is relaxed. This is a safe space for Black women. I'm like genuinely wanting us to say, wait a minute. We're the trendsetters. But when it comes to our hair, and that's why, and here's why I think it was a spell specifically placed on our hair. And let me clarify the whole spell thing. I don't literally mean that someone was around there dropping potions and doing stuff like that. That's not what I mean by spell. Words are spells. Belief systems are spells. That's what I mean by a spell. I'm speaking figuratively. I'm speaking figuratively when I say spell. I'm not saying that someone quite literally was like mixing potions and whatnot. It is a belief system, which is a mental spell is what I'm saying. The reason why I think that there was a spell specifically placed for us to hate our hair, because it is the one thing that they cannot copy. Like, really think about that. They had to pass a law to stop us from wearing our hair because their men was knowing we was fine shit. And now with all of these years later, that law is no longer in effect. We also have the Crown Act, and we still do not want to wear our natural hair. Why is that? Why is that? Really think about it. And here's how deep the colonization goes, right? I was on Pinterest, and there's this woman that I always see on social media. I'm going to put her up here. The way that she wears her hair is the most regal thing that I've ever seen. The way that Queen Charlotte wears her hair is also very regal. Here's how deep the colonization goes. Why would, when I was on Pinterest, right, I was looking at like weave and stuff. Like I was looking at really, nice bust downs, nice lace fronts, whatever the case may be. And then I started typing in like those type of black hair. So I was like, I'm not talking about just quote unquote basic black hairstyles. Like we've seen knotless, we've seen boho braids, we've seen like straight backs, feet in, stuff like that. I'm talking about this woman that I'm showing you here, like these type of styles, the way that, again, I don't remember her real name, so I'm sorry, but the actress who plays Queen Charlotte, how she wears her hair. Black hair is very regal. Another one was how Beyonce wore her hair in the Black is King project. A lot of beautiful regal styles. What is in our, like, what are we seeing where we would rather wear straight hair than this? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, the colonization runs so deep that we actually look at these silky bundles and we say, yeah, that's it right there. When this is what our hair can do. Our hair does origami. If white women could do this with their hair, do y'all understand that this would be the beauty standard? Like, I don't think y'all get what I'm saying. If white women could do what we could do with our hair, it would be the beauty standard. Do you hear me? Like, think about the red carpet and how black women wear our hair on a red carpet. We go and we put on hairstyles that they can do too. They can just do it with their natural hair. And the thing is, I'm not saying that their hair doesn't look good. I like the way that straight hair looks. I like to wear my hair in like these body curls. So I'm not saying that white hairstyles or styles that you can do with like straight hair look bad. They look really nice as well. But why do we prefer that over the way that our hair grows out of our scalp? Because without any type of conditioning, without any type of beauty standards, if we have this pool of hairstyles and we have this pool of hairstyles, you telling me that these drop curls and that bust down look better than this? Like, you can make shapes with your hair. Like, we literally can do origami with our hair. We have been convinced that our hair is not regal. Another thing that I think has changed the relationship that black women have with our hair is the loss of communal bonding. In the early 2000s, I used to love going to the hair salon. It was a space where, because obviously black hair salons and white hair salons still till today are separate. You typically, even when we shop for our products, black women don't go to Sally's to buy our hair products. We go to the hair store. So white women getting their hair done is its own space, and us getting our hair done has been its own space, and it was a safe space for women. We had the hair salon culture in the 90s and the early 2000s where it's just a room full of black women where we could just talk freely, and it's kind of like an open therapy session. And now, today, we don't have that anymore. For one, we don't really have a lot of like salons in general where there's like multiple booths in the salon. I haven't seen one of those in like a really long time. Typically, from what I'm seeing today, because I do my hair, I have been doing my hair for a very long time, but I'm online. Typically what I see today is like people have suites, and they have like, there's like individual hairstylists. They have their own individual suites. I'm sure it has something to do with capitalism. Like, that would not surprise me. But one of the results to capitalism is the lack of community in us getting our hair done now, because I'm sure that a lot of black women just realized they would make more money if they did it themselves. I get that. But because of that, getting our hair done used to be something that was like a open space, an open community with other Black women, and now it's not like that anymore. That's not to say that you don't have that one-on-one therapeutic conversation with your hairstylist, because when I do get my hair relaxed, that's exactly what it's like. But that's just me and one other person. It used to be a full salon where you got like 5, 6, 7 hairstylists, multiple women waiting. They would have their daughters in there waiting with them. Now you can't even have people with you in the salon when you go to get your hair done. Like, there is just no community around Black hair anymore. When I read Tina Knowles' book, she talked about her hair salon in the 90s, because another thing that I can say about, I'm not even gonna make it seem like this is like a woman thing, people gossip. I think that happened at the barbershop too. We need to stop this idea that it's just women that sit around and gossip. People gossip. However, Tina Knowles talked about in her book, when she had her hair salon in the 90s, they were not allowed to gossip. Like, they were not allowed to speak negatively and gossip in the salon. They were there to uplift each other, and I really like that. The problem is we are at war with each other. It does not matter that we are physically free if we are still mentally enslaved. And the thing is about being mentally enslaved is it's so much deeper, because a lot of us are unaware of it. When you are physically enslaved, you know what the threat is. It's clear as day. You can look down and see the chains. But the problem is now that the chains are mental, meaning to a lot of us, we're oblivious to it. We are oblivious to the way that we see ourselves. We don't realize that we hate our hair, but we do. Like, do I think that the hate that we have for our hair looks the same in every single Black woman? Not necessarily. I think some of us quite literally, like, I've heard Black women say, like in my real life recently, actually, I do hate my hair. Like, I hate having 4C hair. It's difficult, hard to deal with, like all the things. I think some of us may not be that deep into hating our hair, but if you choose to, and this is where I would fall in the category, if you would prefer for your hair to not look the way that it grows out of your scalp, that is a form of hate. And that is kind of where I fall into the category. So speaking on my specific hair journey, me being natural, me being now relaxed, and my journey back into going back natural. I got my first relaxer when I was 5, and I was relaxed from 5 all the way up until I was like 13 when I got my last relaxer. I did not make a conscious decision to go natural, but when I was in the 8th grade, I just started wearing a lot of weaves. I stopped wearing my hair like in relaxed hairstyle, whether that be like a wrap or an updo. I stopped wearing my real hair out, and I started wearing, this was like the beginning of the invisible part, when we would like braid our hair down and we would like glue the hair right here, and you could have like an invisible part. So I was like able to wear weave without leave out. So that went on for like essentially like 2 years, where I was just wearing my hair in this like invisible part hairstyle. I just kept getting that done over and over and over again. At the end of my freshman year in high school in 2012, the natural hair movement was like this big thing. By then, all of my relaxed hair had grown out. So I was natural on accident, but this is also the beginning of, like I said, the rise of the natural hair community on YouTube. And I was obsessed. Like, I remember I used to wake up in the morning, and the first thing I would do was like get on YouTube and watch natural hair videos. One of the main women that I watched was Natural 85. Y'all know, like, if you know, you know who that is. There was another woman, I think her name was Lee. She had like a gap, if I'm not mistaken. What's her name? You know Lee? I know Lee. If you know who I'm talking about, please comment down below. But those were like the 2 main women that I watched on YouTube, the different twist outs, all the things. So I think for me and a lot of other Black women, we started to wear our hair natural like during this time. So I remained natural from this time all the way up till 2021. During the first few years of me being natural, I actually wore my natural hair out. Like, I wore all the twist outs, the braids out, all the things. Fast forward to like my junior, senior year of high school, I started to wear a lot more weave, and I wasn't as like loud and proud with my natural hair, because for me and like a lot of other Black women, I did not like my hair when it was shrunk up. I could tell that it was like long. So in the beginning, not knowing any better, I was like hot combing my hair like every day, y'all, because obviously like the humidity, it kept shrinking. I kept hot combing it, and I just remember like beginning of the summer, my fro looked one way, and then by the end it looked a little bit thin because I was hot combing it every day so that it could be like this like big fro. So for me, and like I said, a lot of other Black women, I did not like my hair in its natural state, which brings me to the term shrinkage. We need to stop saying it. We need to stop saying that our hair has shrinkage. It does not. Our hair does not shrink it stretches. Why do I say that? Our hair grows out of our scalp already like this. That's the natural form. It grows out of our scalp in its shrunken form, and then we stretch it. So if we say that our hair shrinks, one would assume that our hair grows out of our scalp like this, and then it does that. That's not what happens. Our hair in its natural form is shrunk, meaning our hair does not shrink. That's just how it is. Our hair stretches. I'm sorry, that's just something that's been on my mind for years. Like, I always think about that. Like, we say shrinkage, shrinkage, shrinkage. No, our hair does not shrink. That's just how it is. It stretches out because it's curly, kinky, whatever the case may be. Back to my hair journey. College comes 2015, and the lace front movement is like taking over. So from 2015 to 2021, I'm pretty much not wearing anything else but lace front wigs, gluing them down. I was never a glueless girly. I didn't really like the closures, full blown frontal, gluing it down every day. And the thing is, I did not really think that I completely hated my natural hair. And I will stand on that. I don't think that I completely hated my natural hair, but I also didn't prefer to wear it that way. Like, if I was going out to the club, if I was going out and I wanted to get dressed up, wearing my natural hair would not be my preference. I remember in 2021 how I got to the point of relaxing my hair. For one, I started working out every day, and obviously if you're wearing wigs every day, it's not sustainable to wear wigs every day and then have to glue it down. You sweat, you work out, all the things. It wasn't sustainable to keep the wigs and try to work out every day. And truth be told, I did not like the way that lace fronts looked after a while. Like, lace front wigs, they look like wigs. Like, they look good online, but I don't like that it's very obvious that you have a wig on. Like, I don't like that it looks fake, essentially, is what I'm saying. It's one of those things like this, right? If someone could tell that you got work done, you got a bad job. Like, if someone can clock that you got veneers, you got bad veneers. If someone can clock that you got a BBL, that's a bad BBL. If someone can clock that you got your titties done, that's a bad boob job. So I feel the same way about wigs. If you can look at me and you can clock that I got a wig on, that's a problem. I'm going to be completely honest. So, like I said, I went relaxed in 2021, and I'm not even going to sit here and lie to y'all. I love being relaxed. I do. I'm not going to sit here and pretend, and I am very informed on how to take care of hair, whether it is natural or relaxed. You are a follower of my personal channel. You've seen me do natural hair videos. I was really good at taking care of my natural hair, and I'm also really good at taking care of my relaxed hair. So I'm not experiencing like breakage, whatever the case may be. I genuinely love being relaxed. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you. I like that. If I'm having a quote-unquote bad hair day, I can get in the shower, do a quick little wash, grab a blow dryer, and my hair will be blow dried in like 10 minutes. My natural hair girlies know that wash day is a whole day. I like how easier and convenient it is to manage my relaxed hair. Now, here's the caveat to what I'm saying, right? Our hair is difficult to manage, or more time consuming, which I'm not even gonna put the quotation marks for that, because I think because of the density of our hair, it actually is a little bit more time consuming. But as far as the difficult thing, I think that our hair is not that difficult to manage or deal with. The problem is we try to make, I'm specifically talking about 4C hair, because if you're natural and you in the threes, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my 4B, my 4C girlies. If you try to make 4C, 4B hair look like it's not 4B or 4C hair, yeah, it's going to be hard to manage. Yeah, because you're trying to manipulate your hair to do something that's unnatural to the natural state of your hair. If we allowed black hair to exist as black hair, it's not as hard to manage. That means being comfortable with shrinkage. That means not feeling the need to blow dry it straight or do these twists out to define our kinks and all of these different types of manipulations that we do to our hair to make it more appealing, right? The more you try to make your hair look like it's not your hair, yeah, it's going to be time consuming and it's going to be difficult to manage. If we actually just allow our hair to exist, and that doesn't mean we don't moisturize or do anything like that, but the mere fact that we have to lay our edges is a higher form of manipulation. Like laying my edges like this when my hair is like straight, it takes a few seconds. It take a little bit more when my roots are grown out and I don't have a fresh relaxer because it's kinky. You know what I'm saying? But we're trying to smooth it. That's not the natural form of our hair. That's why it takes us so long and it causes so much frustration, because we don't want our hair in its natural form. We don't want our hair to look like black hair. Black hair is very similar to silk. I understand this because I am a fashion designer, so I understand textiles. The thing is about silk and our black hair is it is a very strong fiber, but it is also a very delicate fiber. Our hair is strong enough to get braids. We can see if white women try to get braids, they might get tension alopecia and go bald or something like that. Like they cannot sustain extension braids. Let me just say that. They can braid their own hair like without any extensions added, but they can't get like Kanekalon hair and extensions added on their hair. It's just not going to work. So our hair is strong enough to withstand braids. Like our hair does the best in braids. It is so good in braids that requires a level of like tension. It doesn't break our hair off. But our hair is also so fragile that over manipulating can cause breakage. That if we don't wear a bonnet at night, it can break off. Isn't that amazing? Like, think about that. Our hair is strong enough that we can get a 40-inch bust down of knotless braids. Like, it's strong enough. It could take that. But let you go to sleep for a week straight on your natural hair without a bonnet or a silk pillowcase. You're going to have some breakage because it's delicate. That is beautiful. That's poetic as fuck. Another thing that I want us to shift in the way that we see our hair routine. Our hair being time consuming is not a burden. It is high maintenance. Just that simple shift in perspective can start to change the way and the relationship that we have with our hair. We, instead of seeing our hair day as a chore, something that we have to conquer, see it as something that takes a long time because you're high maintenance, babe. Your hair is high maintenance. She deserves the utmost care, and it takes time because your hair is delicate. She's high maintenance. That simple shift in perspective can really change the relationship that we have with our hair. She's not a burden. She's high maintenance. So why am I going back natural? So I got my last relaxer in February. I'm not even due for another relaxer yet until the end of May. So I technically still have time to like change my mind. And granted, even if I go past May, if I decide to change my mind in June or July or something like that, I could just relax my roots because I'm not doing a big chop until my 30th birthday in January of next year. I'm gonna be honest. So it kind of snowballed into this video essentially. When I first just and it sucks because I just got to a point in like my relaxed hair journey where like I have the perfect routine. I figured out exactly what my hair needs so that I'm retaining length every 3 months when I go get another relaxer. So I'm like, the fact that I wait until now where I'm really starting to finally get to my hair length goals and I decide I want to fucking go back natural is insane to me. But I'm like 99, like 2 weeks ago I was like 90% sure. I'm at 99. Like I might as well just stop saying I could change my mind. Because I'm like 99% sure that I'm not going to change my mind about going back natural. Honestly, it started with me just missing my natural hair. It was not this big thing of this video. Do you get what I'm saying? Like when it first started for me, I don't know who was showing up on my For You page or like what was happening. No, what it was I like the way that my hair looks when it's like flat iron, straight, or even now like curled and like my leave out and all that. I like the way it looks. I don't like the way my hair looks wet because if you are like a relaxed woman, for a lot of us, our hair is not going to be like, because our hair is different textures, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I just don't like the way it looks when it's like wet. And I mean, granted, no, like I'm not going to wear my hair wet outside, but that was like bothering me. Like it was starting to bother me on wash day where I'm just like, I don't like that my hair looks like this when it's wet. I miss this part of my hair, like touching the back on wash day, and it's just like this soft little fluffy little cloud of hair. Cloud. I'm sorry. That just made me think of this whole Tracy Ellis Ross thing. What the fuck is what do they call it? A cloud shaper? They called it something. Y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. That just made me think of that. Nonetheless, I just missed that. It was sometime the beginning, middle of March, and I'm just like, it started feeling like this little itch, like I just miss my natural hair. Then I'm out with my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law, and a waitress, she had like 4C hair. It's just free, right? And I was just like, your hair is so beautiful. And it was just like, I just miss my fucking hair. Like, I just miss my hair looking like my hair. Like, that's not what my hair grow out my scalp like. And I just started missing it. I got into an extended conversation with my friend, and that's how we got this video. I started talking about Black women, the relationship that we have with our hair, boom, boom, boom. And essentially that's how I got to a point where it's just like, I'm going back natural. It's not because of this whole deep video that I'm doing. It really just was a matter of me missing my hair. So although the things that I'm talking about in this video are not the reason that I am going back natural, it definitely made it a lot harder for me to change my mind about going back natural, because I don't know if me missing my natural hair was enough to make me actually commit to going back natural, because like I said, I don't dislike being relaxed. The only thing that I dislike is how my hair looks when it's wet. But it's like, again, why would I be walking outside with like wet hair, you know? So to close out this video, I kind of want to reinforce what I said at the beginning of the video, but with a little bit of a different angle. And that angle is grace. If you are a Black woman and you felt like I made a lot of valid points in this video, and you still want to wear your weave, be relaxed, wear your hair straight, please do that. Like, please do that. The thing is, and this is why I said no one else needs to be given their think pieces on this. This is a safe space for Black women to talk about our relationship with our hair. No one knows what it feels like to exist in this world as a Black woman. Yes, we have actual laws like the Crown Act to protect us legally in the workplace and in school, where we can legally wear our hair. But we understand that the social expectations are still what they are. We understand that we are perceived a different way when we wear a afro versus when we wear our hair straight. And if you as a woman, for one, and then a Black woman decided that your hair is going to be something in your life that you have the power to make easier, to make you showing up in the world that one less thing that has to make your existence as a Black woman difficult, please do that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The relationship that we have with our hair is very deep. It is not something that can be fully understood by people that exist outside of Black women. And again, I wanted to talk about it, have this conversation, but still let everyone know, including the non-Black women who are watching this video, do not use any of the talking points in this video as a way to tell Black women what they need to be doing with their hair. Respectfully, shut the fuck up. My hope for the future is that Black women grow a greater relationship with our natural hair. I would love to see Black women wear nothing but our hair in its natural form on the red carpets, at our weddings. I would love that, because another thing that was kind of like a cherry on top for me when I was deciding to go back natural was thinking about my future daughter. How do I look my daughter in the eye when she's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and she's obviously not about to have weave and relaxers at that age? I'm telling her that her natural hair is beautiful, but she's looking at me and I have a relaxer in my head or weave in my head. I think that no, technically it is not our responsibility to raise other Black little girls, but on some level it is. I think that we are better when we are in community, and a part of being in community is other Black girls watching and seeing us walk around in society and seeing us wear our hair loud and proud. Them looking at us and saying, wow, mommy, can you do my hair like that? I'm seeing videos of little black girls asking their hairdressers to make their hair look a different way. We are part of the problem. The fact that we walk around and we don't wear our hair in its natural state, but obviously little girls are not going to wear a weave. They're not going to have relaxers. They don't have a choice but to wear an afro. They don't have a choice but to wear their hair in braids and these natural hairstyles. And then they look at us and we get weave and tape-ins and we do all these things with our hair that show to the world we don't like the way that our hair goes out of our head. So my hope for the future is that black women grow a greater relationship with our hair, and in turn we will then have generations after generation of black girls who grow up to be black women who grew up loving our hair. I think that the examples I showed in this video of some of the most regal, beautiful black hairstyles that I've seen are just scratching the surface. I think that if we actually spent time experimenting with our hair, we would be very impressed with the amount of beautiful, regal things that we come up with because we do it with everything else. I love you so much. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like and a thumbs up. Is that the same thing? That's the same thing. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below, and I will see you next time. Bye.